Hello dear friends! Thanks for visiting our channel, watching and leaving comments. I'm very pleased with that. I'm not sure about you, but I really love sewing from strips of fabric. And today I want to offer you one very interesting block made from different strips. For this purpose we need strips of 3 colors and additional white strips. Let's see how to make it. We prepare strips of fabric. I have 2 inches white strips of 3 different colors. And we also need white strips or of any other contrasting color. Each is 1.5 inches wide. You can take smaller or bigger pieces, 3 inches for example. It depends only on your preference. So let's sew them together. So I have already sewed them into such a strip. The seams are all ironed, as it seems more convenient for me. Then we will cut off 4 squares out of this strip. Accordingly, the length of these strips should be around 28 inches. If you have shorter pieces, you can add 1 more strip. Now we will cut it. The width I've got is 6.5 inches, and from here we measure 6.5 inches and cut off a square. My strip turned out to be a little bit short for the first square. I'll have to add 1 more strip. Now we take those 2 squares and put them on each other in such a way to have the blue and the other strips on top. Now let's put them like this. Then we draw a diagonal and put a stitch along the diagonal on both sides, leaving 1/4 inch. Let's put 2 lines like this. We sewed the diagonal and left 1/4 inch on both sides. And now we can cut them along the line and unfold. That's what we've got, 2 side squares. We are going to make 2 more squares out of other pieces. That's how we got 4 squares. Now it will be nice to align the squares all to one size. Let's do it with a square ruler. We take the first square, impose the diagonals on the block and the ruler. I will align them to 6 to 6 inches. Here is a little extra. Now I do the same with the other side and measure 6 inches. Everything is fine here. We also check all other squares. Now we will lay out our block, and I will do such a block. There is also one more thing I'd like to do. I want to add a white strip in between them. For this, we take white pieces and sew them to this side, and then sew this part. Then do the same with the bottom. Our strips are 1.5 inches wide. Let's sew the white strip to the upper and the bottom blocks. Now we need to make everything straight and avoid skewness. For this, let's put a mark here in front of each seam. And now we can impose one block with another and align the seam point on this block with the marked point. Let's take the pins. We also do the same with other seams in order to make a neat row. So we sewed strips to the top and bottom blocks. And here you can see that everything went all right. Now we only have to sew a strip here. We do the same. Sew it to this side. Make sure to mark all the lines that we have to impose. Use a marker or pen and pin off. Now I'll show you what we get. Look at what we got in the end. The last strip is attached and you can see how it looks on the back side. The block size is 12.5 to 12.5 inches. So in the finished form it will be 12.5 inches, but I'd like to say that, for example, for baby blanket, which makes 40 to 40 inches, it is quite enough to sew 9 such blocks. Add some beautiful border, and here you are, you will have a baby blanket. It can be laid out in different ways, depending on what you prefer. You can use blue and green colors here and here. Or you can lay a green strip here and a blue one here. You can put in such a way. So twist and turn the blocks as you like. There are many options. Please sew with pleasure. You will definitely get a very interesting and beautiful blanket.